Hi guys, I hope you're doing great. Today I'm going to show you how you can retrieve data with the GitHub API. And to do so, we're going to use the public repository from Bitcoin. So we're going to do following the GitHub API documentation. Following the documentation, what we are going to do, the first step is we are going to use curl, the curl command, the curl command. I'm going to use it. So by using this command, I can retrieve the data with the terminal. I'm using Linux. If you are not using Linux, for example, if you are using Windows, you can use curl this command with, if you have the git bash installed in your computer. If you already have it, you can use this command with the git bash. So I'm going to use curl, then https api.github.com, and then I need to specify repos, and then the user, or in this case the organization, Bitcoin, and then the repo. So this is Bitcoin, and I'm going to retrieve the data from this repository. And as you can see, I'm retrieving the most important information from this repo. For example, the full name, if the repository is private or no, the owner, the HTML URL, description, fork. So this is the basic operation with the API. But we can do several things with this. For example, if I want to retrieve more than just the basic information, and I want to retrieve the issues, I just type the same curl api.github.com repos Bitcoin and issues, and I'm going to retrieve the issues in this specific branch. But what if I want to save this information in all this information in a file? I can do it with curl. So what I'm going to do is type the same command, and then just type O and the name of the file. For example, I'm going to call it for example, test.txt, and it's going to download all the data in that specific file. And now I'm going to open it with Nano, and this is the data that I retrieved. So maybe I want to give it to the file a little bit of format. So I'm going to do the same, but instead of saying .txt, I'm going to call it test.json. JSON. And now if I open test.json, it's going to have the JSON format, which is so much better. Also, this works not only with issues but also with commits. For example, if I want to retrieve the commits, I can do the same, and I can as well save it in a file. I'm going to call it commits.json, and now I'm going to open it. I have nano commit.json, and I have these commits from the branch that I am in right now. This is really useful, but what if we want to retrieve certain data based on certain date? For example, if I want to retrieve data from the past month, for example, we can do this, and we can do this by doing this. Let me show you. Well, let's change from repo. Let's use the Linux repository from Linus Torvalds. So I'm going to say curl. Also, you need to have in mind that if you are using the API in this way without authenticating with your user, and your token from GitHub, you have a limit of requests that you can make in a certain period of time. I guess I remember that I read that is 100 requests per hour, And if you authenticate your requests with your user and your token, I guess I don't remember the exact number, but you have more than just 100 requests per hour, so it's just for having in mind. So I'm going to use another repo. I'm going to use the Linux repo. So the user is Torvalds, the repository is Linux. I'm going to retrieve the issues, and I want to retrieve the issues that are closed. So I put state equals close, and then since in this part is where we're going to specify the day that we want. So for example, I'm going to say since equal 2017 and 0101, for example. And this is the format that we need to follow. Let me see if everything is correct. Okay, let me just copy. I have an example in here already prepared. So I have this curl. I'm going to save it in the commits.json. I'm going to name it different because I want a different commits Linux, for example. And then I am authenticating the request with my user and my token, which I'm going to delete it from my GitHub account. Then the URL, and then the state of the issues, which is closed, and with the since command we are going to specify the date, and also we can establish how many pages we want for retrieving the information. So I'm going to hit enter, and now if I open the commits Linux file, I'm going to have the issues that are closed from that specific date. And this is how we can retrieve data from with the GitHub API. So I hope this was useful for you. If you have any questions, you can let me know in the comments area. And well, that's it. See you soon.